Hidden deep within the forgotten folds of the Satpura Hills in central India, far removed from the bustling tiger reserves, leopards have emerged as a relentless nightmare for isolated farming villages. Night after night, these cunning predators slip into the darkness, dragging away goats, calves, and even prized cattle that represent the very livelihood of a family. Grain stores are raided, chicken coops stand abandoned, and orchards rot after desperate farmers flee from the constant attacks. Entire harvests vanish, leaving children hungry and households on the brink of ruin. Villagers have tried electric fences, blazing torches, guard dogs, and even relocation programs, yet nothing has stopped the unending assaults. The leopard problem has grown into a crisis too severe to ignore. So how can this threat truly be confronted? Could hunting be the only real solution left? Keep watching to find out. Hunting leopards in the treacherous Satpura Hills of central India is far more than a pastime. It is an ultimate trial of endurance, patience, and precision. The rugged rocky ridges and dense teak forests form a landscape that shelters one of the most elusive predators on Earth.
Shoot again? No.
Leopards glide silently through thickets, leaving almost no trace, and often remain invisible even when mere feet away. Their uncanny ability to melt into the terrain transforms them into a formidable challenge for hunters who must depend not only on practiced skill but also on keen instinct. This is not a pursuit for the unprepared. It demands physical resilience, mental focus, and the right choice of firearm, combined with an intimate understanding of the harsh conditions that define this wild and unforgiving environment.
Карбоном.
When choosing a rifle for leopard hunting, caliber selection often separates success from failure. Medium to large caliber rifles are the most effective, with the .308 Winchester, .30-06 Springfield, and .375 HNH Magnum consistently proving to be trusted favorites. Each of these cartridges delivers outstanding stopping power without producing excessive recoil, a critical factor when accuracy must be maintained under high stress. A rifle equipped with a 3-9x40 scope is often considered the ideal balance, providing both field of view and magnification for close encounters and long shots across clearings. In the Satpura Hills, where twilight falls quickly beneath the forest canopy, a clear and reliable optic can spell the difference between spotting a leopard in time and losing it forever to the shadows.
Natural habitat.
Yet even with the perfect firearm, hunters must understand that caliber and optics alone do not guarantee success. Shot placement remains the single most vital factor when facing a leopard. These predators are not only agile but also incredibly resilient, capable of slipping into the brush even when wounded. A carefully aimed shot just behind the shoulder into the vital organs ensures a quick and ethical kill, preventing prolonged suffering and making recovery far more likely. In the tangled forests of central India, leopards often emerge at shockingly close distances, sometimes only 30 to 50 yards away, forcing hunters to maintain composure and accuracy under sudden, intense pressure. Many experienced hunters prefer rifles with controlled round feeding systems, ensuring smooth and dependable cycling in those tense, fast-moving situations where every second counts.
Reload.
Beyond weapon choice, strategy is the backbone of leopard hunting. The Satpura Hills pose unique obstacles: steep ravines, jagged cliffs, and thick brush patches where leopards feel most secure. Hunters often set blinds near waterholes or along well-traveled trails, knowing leopards are creatures of habit that move under the cover of dusk and dawn. In some cases, baiting techniques are employed to coax leopards into open ground, though this method demands immense patience and precision. Unlike in many parts of the world, night vision and thermal optics are restricted in India, compelling hunters to depend on traditional tracking skills, sharp observation, and intimate terrain knowledge. Moving quietly, respecting wind direction, and masking human scent become as important as the rifle itself, forming the true arsenal of a successful hunter. Despite the undeniable thrill of pursuing such a cunning predator, safety must always remain the first priority. Leopards are infamous for lightning-fast charges, especially when wounded or cornered, and their raw power combined with agility makes them among the most dangerous adversaries at close range. For this reason, it is never wise to hunt alone. Having a partner with a backup rifle can mean the difference between survival and tragedy. Quick handling, short-barreled rifles are often preferred for follow-up shots in tight situations. Now the question is, would you choose the patience of waiting from a blind near a waterhole, or the adrenaline of tracking through forests in search of fresh signs? Share your strategies and experiences in the comments, and join the discussion with hunters who share your passion. If this guide to leopard hunting in Satpura's wild hills inspired or informed you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more thrilling adventures in our Invasive Species series. The hunt never ends, and neither does the story. In Colorado, black bear encounters have become a serious and costly issue, with over 4,000 incidents reported in 2023 alone. Bears have broken into cabins, destroyed chicken coops, raided dumpsters, and even entered vehicles, causing property damage estimated at more than $1.1 million statewide. From mountain towns like Estes Park to neighborhoods near Boulder, residents are facing repeated damages, sleepless nights, and rising insurance claims. With millions already lost in 2025, these conflicts are no longer rare surprises, they have become ongoing struggles. So how can Colorado communities reduce the problems that give people here headaches every year? Stay with us as we explore in this video. Hunting black bears with guns is one of the most rewarding and demanding big game pursuits in North America. It combines patience, precision, and a deep understanding of bear behavior. Whether you're stalking through remote forests or wading in a blind, each hunt requires detailed planning and smart execution. But before even thinking about pulling the trigger, every hunter must begin with proper preparation, especially ensuring all legal requirements are met.
There.
To legally hunt black bears, you must have a valid hunting license and bear tag. In many states like Colorado, you also need proof of hunter education certification. Regulations may vary, some allow baiting or hunting with hounds, while others prohibit both. That's why studying the laws in your specific hunting zone is critical. Bear seasons usually occur in spring or fall, and knowing the bear's habits during those times, like feeding heavily before hibernation, can help you predict movement and increase your odds of success. When it comes to firearms, choosing the right gun and ammunition is extremely important. While the .30-06 Springfield is considered a reliable minimum, many experienced hunters opt for more powerful calibers like the .300 Win Mag or .45-70 Government. These offer greater stopping power and deeper penetration, which is crucial given a bear's dense bones, thick hide, and heavy fat layer. The bullet itself matters too. Use premium bonded or all-copper rounds designed for controlled expansion. Combine that with a high-quality scope that performs in low-light conditions, and you'll be ready for the split-second decisions the hunt demands. Shot placement is the most critical factor in a successful and ethical bear hunt. The ideal target is a broadside shot, aiming just behind the bear's front shoulder, 1/3 up from its belly. This hits the heart and lungs, ensuring a quick, humane kill. A bear hit too far back may travel a long distance before dying, and poor shots can lead to unnecessary suffering or dangerous follow-up encounters. That's why every bear hunter should practice regularly from kneeling, sitting, or offhand positions, not just from a bench rest. Tracking a wounded bear is where many hunts shift from thrilling to tense. Unlike other animals, bears don't always leave a clear blood trail. Their thick fur and fat can absorb bleeding, and they often head into dense cover after being hit. Look for disturbed ground, snapped branches, and blood on vegetation. Always approach a downed bear with caution, ensuring it is fully expired before getting close. Some hunters carry a backup sidearm for added safety in these situations because a wounded bear can be unpredictable and dangerous. Finally, field dressing a black bear must be done carefully and thoroughly, especially in warm weather to avoid meat spoilage.
Come on, Duke.
Bear meat is excellent but must be cooked well due to the risk of trichinosis. The hide and skull, often required for reporting, should be properly preserved for taxidermy or tagging. And don't forget, most states require reporting the harvest within 24 to 72 hours, sometimes including submitting a tooth or skull for biological research. A true bear hunter doesn't just shoot the bear, they respect the animal, the law, and the legacy of the hunt. So do you think hunting with guns is a method that's not only effective but also reduces public anxiety? If you found this content valuable, please like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next exciting videos. In the Cape Peninsula, South Africa, wild baboons have become a serious threat to homes and farms. They frequently raid kitchens, tear apart roofs, and damage crops like grapes and corn. In areas such as Grabo and Simonstown, property damage and crop loss in 2025 have exceeded $1.2 million, with over 170 incidents reported in just 6 months. Residents are now facing rising repair bills, insurance claims, and the stress of daily confrontations. As government spending on baboon control reaches over $400,000 annually, how can we reduce the problems that give people here headaches year after year? Let's explore how locals are dealing with them in this video. The first step is legality. In the Cape Peninsula, South Africa, baboons may be classified as pests or as legal game animals, but that doesn't mean you can shoot whenever you see them. You'll need a hunting license, permission from the landowner if you're on private property, and knowledge of any local regulations regarding firearm use or trophy transport. This isn't just mandatory procedure, it also protects both the hunter and the environment from unsafe or unethical practices.
Nurse tuna head, we...
Hunting baboons with a gun requires intelligence, patience, and respect for an animal that is highly alert, social, and adaptable. Baboons move in troops, use individuals to watch for danger, and remember threats. That means a careless approach not only ruins your shot but also teaches the whole troop to avoid that area in the future. So before picking up a rifle, you must understand the nature of the animal and the terrain it lives in. Choosing the right gun is critical for a successful hunt. Baboons may look lean, but they are strong, muscular animals and not easy to take down. Most experienced hunters recommend using a medium caliber rifle such as a .223 Remington, .243 Winchester, or even a .308 if you're dealing with longer distances or windy terrain. Pair your rifle with a good quality scope, with standard magnification from 3.9x so you can identify your target even if it's on a distant rock or moving between trees. Once you're armed and legal, scouting becomes the next big challenge. Baboons sleep on cliffs or in trees and come down to forage in the morning. They often raid farms, water sources, or orchards, and they follow fixed routes. Observing their movement for a few days will give you an advantage, especially if you notice where they often pass. You'll want to set up in a position with favorable wind, your silhouette concealed, and your line of sight clear. The actual method of gun hunting depends on your environment. A practical method in open terrain allows you to observe the troop from a distance and slowly move in, using bushes and rocks as cover. An ideal method near waterholes or trails they often frequent requires you to set up early, stay quiet, and wait for the right moment. Baiting is another option, using fruit or scraps to lure them in, but it's important to check whether this method is legal in the place where you hunt. When it's time to shoot, patience comes first. Always wait for a clear angle, ideally a broadside shot just behind the front shoulder, where the heart and lungs are. A headshot may seem effective but is very risky unless you are very close and confident. A poorly placed shot will cause a wounded baboon to flee into thick cover, and they are famously hard to track once alarmed. A clean kill isn't just ethical, it prevents unnecessary suffering and stops other baboons from becoming overly aggressive or cautious. Avoid targeting mothers with young or baby baboons, and don't fire blindly into the entire troop. Every action a hunter takes affects how these intelligent animals behave in the future, sometimes for generations.
Stop.
The goal should always be control, balance, and respect, not just collecting a trophy. A successful baboon hunt requires more than marksmanship. It demands thoughtfulness, strategy, and an understanding of how your decisions shape the land and the wildlife that live in it.
Mantap. Mantap.
After the shot, approach with caution. Wounded baboons often exhibit aggressive behavior, and it's not uncommon for others in the troop to return and check the area. If you're collecting the skull, hands, or hide as a trophy, quickly gear up and disinfect your tools. Baboons can carry zoonotic diseases. If the carcass is not being used, proper disposal is essential. Leaving it in the open can attract other animals or cause contamination. What do you think about this method of gun hunting? Can it reduce the baboon population? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to follow the channel to explore more real-world hunting topics.